So, yesterday's Premier League games, you look at Wolves against Aston Villa. Wolves win 2-0 against Aston Villa. First of all, a great win for Wolves. I mean, considering, they're obviously the well and doomed relegated, you can clearly see that they are preparing for next season. With the way they're playing, with the squad they have, and the players that they have, they're preparing for next season, for life in the Championship. So they're like testing and preparing for some things, and they're playing really well. You have to say. I mean, you look at their form since I would say late December, or mid-December. It's been very, very good. It's been very good. They've been competing well against the big teams. They've been getting some good results, good form. They're still in the FA Cup as well, even though they play Liverpool at home. So I don't think it's really. I don't think Liverpool's away games they have upcoming too against Wolves are away in the Premier League, and also Wolves away in the FA Cup is going to be very, very, very easy in my opinion, because Wolves at home they can be very strong, and they've proved their form recently. And even when in games they lose, they compete really well. I remember when they lost 2-1 to Arsenal a couple of months ago, they were competing really, really well. So yeah, I mean you have to give them credit, because you look at this game and you have to say they deserve to win. They deserve to win. They were the better team. No, I would say that they were the better team, but they deserve to win. I think defensively, yes, Aston Villa have possession chances, but I think I think Wolves defended quite well. I think when they had, when they were playing off possession, they coped with both things really well. And when they had chances, they took it. Aston Villa had chances as well, but they didn't take it. So again, as I always say before, I like to say this kind of things. You have to take chances in these kind of tight games, and I think Aston Villa took it in. Especially it started from the 61st minute from João Gomez, and Rodrigo Gomez, the other Gomez, finished it off towards the end. So you have to say Wolves deserved it, because they took their chances, and they were decisive front of goal, and they managed the game really well in terms of off the possession. So they deserve to win. So well done to Aston Villa. To Wolves. Sorry, congratulations to them. Whereas for Aston Villa, I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, their form recently has not been that great. I mean, the form in the Premier League has been quite underwhelming. They lost in the FA Cup to Newcastle. They still had the Europa League to play for, but you look at now the top four, and I kept saying before that Aston Villa could be dragged into that top four fight, and they're gonna get dragged in there, because if Manchester United win, they'll go third of the Premier League if they beat Crystal Palace on Sunday, and then you got Chelsea, who obviously still have to play Arsenal away. You got Liverpool going to play West Ham at home, so those teams, Chelsea and Liverpool, could close the gap on Aston Villa, and so is United. United could go above on Aston Villa. So is this Aston Villa side in danger of missing top four or top five? I think United should get, first of all, United should get Champions League football next season. I'm pretty sure of that. The form they are in, the way they're playing right now, and how well they're doing, and the vibe they are in, I think they should get Champions League football next season. Chelsea is difficult to say, because they're quite inconsistent. Liverpool with the quality that they have, I think they should get Champions League football next season. So I think it's mostly, in my opinion, it's mostly between Aston Villa and Chelsea for that fifth spot. If that fifth spot is going to guarantee Champions League qualification next season, which it should be, because you look at the English teams in the Champions League in the last 16 is like 6 teams. So I think the Premier League should get that fifth extra spot. But Aston Villa, their form has been very, very, very inconsistent. They're very, very poor. You look at the attack; they look quite uninspiring. I mean, Watkins has been performing. His performance, I have to say, this game was very, very poor. I think he should have done better. Why? I don't know why Aston Villa, by the way, let Marlon go in January. I don't know why they let him go. That was a strange decision, in my opinion. Very strange decision. I don't know why. They've got Tammy Abraham, but is Tammy Abraham better than Marlon? I don't think so. So Very strange decision. And you look at the attack, they look very, very short, which is strange because Aston Villa, Sancho has not been performing well. Rogers' performance was not that great because you look at Aston Villa, for most part of the season, going forward, they were fantastic, scoring goals, they were very, very good. But you look at the attack in the last couple of games. I mean, they look flat. They look flat. They look poor. So yeah, and defensively they're even more shaky as well. So yeah, I mean, Aston Villa, are they crumbling? They're having a poor run of form. I won't say they're crumbling because they're still in the top three, top four technically. But if they want to qualify for the Champions League next season, they can't perform the way they're doing right now. They've got Chelsea at home, the next one, which is a very big game for them. It's a clash for the top four. Then they've got United away, which is a huge game. And then they have games where from the 22nd of March until what? Until 9th of May, where they've got most of those games. You could say they should be winning those games. Maybe Fulham away, Nottingham Forest away, but they've got other games where they should win. However, the last two games is Liverpool at home and Manchester City away. And Manchester City in that game, in the final game of the season, they could be fighting for the title. So are Aston Villa in danger of missing top four? They are in danger of missing top four. There's no sugarcoating about that. So they have to improve their form. Otherwise, they might not even get Champions League football. So yeah, I think, like I said, I think United and Liverpool should get Champions League football next season. But the problem is Chelsea and Aston Villa. Aston Villa are inconsistent, and Chelsea difficult to trust on them because they can't beat even Leeds and Burnley at home. So yeah, that's my opinion. Let's move on to today's games. Bournemouth against Sunderland. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Bournemouth. Bournemouth have been starting to step up their form recently. I mean, the start season they were having a great start, and then they had that mid-season slump. But their forms, I would say, since the start of the new year has been very, very, very positive. So yeah, they are beaten in the last 5-6 games, something like that, 7 games in the Premier League. So yeah. Newcastle United against Everton. A very tricky game for Newcastle, but because Newcastle at home, I expect them to win. So I'll go for 2-0 win for Newcastle. Burnley against Brentford. I'm actually going for 1-1 draw here. I think Burnley will compete quite well, and their form recently has been quite okay. They beat. I know they lost to Mansfield in the FA Cup, but they drew to Chelsea. They beat Crystal Palace away from home where they were losing 2-0. So I'm actually going for 1-1 draw on that one. Liverpool against West Ham. Will not be. I don't think that's going to be an easy game for Liverpool because West Ham obviously they're fighting for relegation. They were playing with a low block, and we all know Liverpool and Arne Slot don't like playing against low block sides. So how Liverpool going to cope with it? I don't think it's going to be easy. I mean, Liverpool on paper should win the game, but I think West Ham with their approach and Nuno and defensive, how strong they are defensively, they can be. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for Liverpool. So yeah, I mean, Liverpool, West Ham obviously they're fighting for relegation as well. They have something to play for, not just Liverpool who try to qualify for the Champions League. So, will not be easy game. Will not be easy game for Liverpool, in my opinion. But I think Liverpool should win this game over 90 minutes. So I'll go for a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Leeds United against Manchester City, a very, very tricky game for Man City. Very tricky. Leeds United at home, they're very, very strong. Very strong. I saw a stat, I think before the game against Nottingham Forest a couple of weeks ago, that when they always play at night at home since the April 2023, they've never lost a game at home at night. People say, does it matter if you play at night, at home or afternoon? No, it does matter because sometimes the fans can be more, aligned to the game. They could be more alive in the game, be more focused in supporting the team. Whereas, let's say, in the afternoon or in the morning, people they're like, I want to collect my, I want to get some chocolates here, right? So and they're less focused in the game. So yes, it does make a difference to the fans, to the players. Yeah, it also can make a difference because if you have the fans push behind you, it can drive you on to that motivation towards giving a good result for them and a good performance. And Leeds United, they have a huge they have a huge game. They're also fighting for relegation. They're 6 points clear of West Ham, and they should stay up because their form in the last 3-4 months has been very, very positive. But they're still not guaranteed safety. They're 6 points clear only of West Ham. They're home against Manchester City, who are obviously fighting for the Premier League title, and they have to win before Arsenal play tomorrow against Chelsea. So it's a very important game for both sides. Very, very important game. Match prediction, I'm actually going for a draw. I think City defensively, they can be very, very shaky as well, as I said. So I think this is something that Leeds United might look at and cause some problems in. So I'm actually going for a 2-2 draw. I think Leeds United will get something from this game, and I think that home record, as I saw a couple of weeks ago, I think that will continue. I think that will continue for this game. So yeah, City will have for sure a very difficult game in their hands, in my opinion. Let's move on to the other game, Barcelona against Villarreal. Villarreal, I mean, you have to say in La Liga they've been very, very good. Not so much in Champions League because they were a disaster, but in La Liga, the third in La Liga, they're 10 points behind Barcelona. They've been very good this season. Barcelona, they're back to the top of La Liga after Real Madrid lost the last game against Osasuna. Will not be easy game for Barcelona. Will not be easy game. I think Villarreal will give a good fight and obviously will make it difficult for Barcelona. And there's a reason why, but Villarreal have done very, very well this season. But with Barcelona's home forms this season and how well they play, especially in attack, I expect them to win this game. So I'll go for 2-0 win for Barcelona. The El Clasico, Borussia Dortmund against Bayern Munich. Big game for both clubs. Obviously, it's always a huge game between both sides, as there is a huge rivalry between these two. If Borussia Dortmund win, they go 5 points behind the Bayern. If Bayern Munich win, it's almost over. If it's a draw, it's also over. So I think this is a more of an important game for Borussia Dortmund than Bayern Munich, in my opinion, because if they want to stay in the fight, they have to beat Bayern Munich, in my opinion. So yeah, will not be easy for Bayern. I mean, obviously, Bayern always take the piss off Barca, always take the piss off Borussia Dortmund, but I think with the whole crowd they have behind Borussia Dortmund, the yellow wall, the fans, they can be very passionate. I think that could help in this game. So yeah, and Borussia Dortmund, they're usually strong at home, not so much away, but they're usually strong at home. So yeah, I think Borussia Dortmund will get something from this game. I really think so. Will they win? No, I don't think so. I think Bayern Munich's form right now, with how well they're playing, I don't think Borussia Dortmund will beat them. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw. But this is a very important game for Borussia Dortmund. If they want to stay in the fight and give it to Bayern Munich, they have to win in this game. That's for sure. So yeah. Serie A, you've got Hellas Verona against Napoli. I mean, Napoli, their form recently has been very inconsistent. So it's a game that Napoli have to get back to winning ways if they want to finish in the top 4 for the qualifying for the Champions League next season. Inter against Genoa, obviously Inter out of the Champions League, and they have nothing to play for. I think Inter are out of the Coppa Italia, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're out of the Coppa Italia. No, they're still in the Coppa Italia semi-final against Como. So, but in the league they have a very good lead, so they should win, and they should the title, and they should win this game at home against Genoa. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time. Goodbye.